I mean, I don't think that it took until like week 3 of the format before Brian Sondag, I think it was, made the Wolf Run ramp deck and like realized the interaction between Inkmoth Nexus and Wolf Run.
Yeah.
And was like, oh, you can just Primeval Titan for this combo that kills them. Right. Like if they're on mono sorcery speed and Planeswalker removal, they're just dead to this.
Nothing. Yeah, absolutely.
Like they Doomblade your Primeval Titan and you're like, I have this Inkmoth Nexus, you're dead.
Especially because like Engineered Explosives and Powder Keg, they used to design cards that would specifically kill creatures, enchantments, and artifacts. But nowadays you have like Devastation Tide, Ratchet Bomb, they all say non-land.
Yeah.
So Inkmoth is in like a great position a lot of times.
Yeah, exactly.
Looks like we have a new match coming up here.
Yeah, so Kurt is playing the sweet blue-white Stonehorn Dignitary Venser, bunch of Wraths, bunch of Planeswalker deck that we saw earlier. A deck that you are fairly familiar with.
Oh, yes.
Having played quite a bit of it, although you played Sun Titans in that sort of deck.
I'm a big fan of Sun Titans, Glimmer Point Stags, and anything that breaks permanence.
This is a dedicated Venser deck. Wants to lock people with Venser, Stonehorn, and then,
which, by the way, is really powerful against the Wolf Run deck. They basically have to beast within one of your permanents to be able to beat that.
Yeah, and John Cuvelier is like one of the more successful players with Wolf Run. I think he's finals multiple online PTQs.
Yeah,
with
definitely.
The deck.
I think he's in Orlando local.
Yeah.
And he's just a great player. He top 4'd the PTQ on Moto playing Modern Infinity. And then the next week top 8'd with Wolf Run on Moto. These are 800-person tournaments.
Yeah.
It's almost like top 8'ing a GP, basically. And then
back-to-back weekends.
Right, and then I think he top 8'd again with Wolf Run the next week.
Yeah, he's very, very good.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I know most of the articles that I've read about Wolf Run recently actually revolve around Cuvie's lists.
Yeah. Like, I know that he and Cedric agree on a lot of what Wolf Run should be doing. And as you can see, he is playing the Glimmer Posts that, Cedric has been arguing for.
I think John would be one of the people. Thank you. John would be one of the people who brought back Beast Within or made Beast Within a card, in addition to making Devil's Play a big player in the deck where it hasn't really seen play recently.
Yeah, Devil's Play, a great card against pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Like, it's great in the mirror, because you just, like, if they have a Titan, you burn their Titan. If you have a Primeval Titan and a bunch of lands, and they somehow, like, negate all of your stuff to do with your lands, and you just fireball them for a bunch and then flash it back and they're dead.
Definitely. Especially the control decks nowadays are comboing out and putting 3 Sun Titans into play and a bunch of Ghost Quarters. They just recur Ghost Quarter.
Hey, Kurt just Miracle Determinus, bottoming a Solemn Simulacrum. Not a bad use of the card, but, I mean, unfortunate that he drew it that turn as opposed to this turn where he would have had a Titan. Oh, a Wormcoil Engine to bottom with it.
Wormcoil Engine specifically is a card that can... Oh, wow, there's an Oblivion Ring.
Yeah.
But a Terminus is really good against Wormcoil Engine, where before, cards like Day Judgment just don't cut it.
Yeah.
Oh, but with Devil's Play, a lot of the control decks are just comboing out into Sun Titan, and they can recur Ghost Quarter.
Yeah.
At which point it becomes impossible to kill them through a wall of 6/6s and infinite Ghost Quarters. So you still have all these lands in play, so Devil's Play is a great way to provide a reach for the deck. Yeah, especially with them cutting counter spells.
Yeah, it makes a ton of sense. And the first of what is very likely to be a long line of Stonehorns.
It looks like Kurt actually has the Venser in his hand. He's just looking for the land at this point.
And Kubi already has the Devil's Play, but...
He has a Green Sun Zenith in his hand. He probably is going to get an Acidic Slime here, but the question is whether he's going to go for a Seachrome Coast or the Oblivion Ring to buy back that other Wormcoil.
Mm-hmm. Which one would you do?
I'd probably hit the Seachrome Coast because his opponent just missed his land. This is turn 5? I believe his opponent missed his land drop, which would make hitting the land a pretty good choice.
Yeah, he stayed on 4. Devil's Play the strong. Dignitary is also fine.
This prevents him from getting locked out of the game by Venser.
Yeah.
And Kurt did draw the land.
Meanwhile, some seismic shifts over there in the feature match area.
The Stonehorn Venser deck, I'm not really surprised to see it at these tables. It's actually really powerful with all the aggro decks running around the format.
Yeah,
you have a lot of trouble beating a Dignitary.
Well, and the like Dignitary into Sweeper, Planeswalker.
Definitely.
It's not just that they have like these 1/4 rhinos. It's that afterwards, when you're like, okay, this turn I get to attack, they're like, no. Your board's gone, and I'm playing a Gideon.
Yeah. Actually, I played against one Miracle-based blue-white-red deck today, and it was really powerful. I was pretty impressed.
So he had like Entreat, Bonfire, all that?
Terminus? Yeah, definitely. I made a bunch of Wormcoil engines, and I was able to avoid Terminus. If he had found a Terminus, I would have been in a lot of trouble. But Wormcoil engine's pretty good against an army of angels.
Yeah. Wormcoil engine just pretty good against anything with type creature.
Magic cards, really.
Yeah. So for those of you who wanted to see a deck tech, I don't know that Glenn's going to be able to get to that today, but hopefully bringing him back into the feature match area will appease you. We have Tumble Magnet in this deck as well.
Definitely.
We have a Phyrexia's Core, Spine of Isha, and unfortunately no Contagion Clasp.
This is a deck I can definitely get behind.
Yeah, exactly. This seems like the sort of deck that you would love.
Is that that's the new one that gains you 3 life, the 3 mana, destroy target artifact or enchantment?
Oh, serious?
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's actually called because I haven't seen anyone cast it in real life yet.
Let's see if we can.
Maybe Nature's End, something like that.
I mean, I remember Nature's Claim is the 1 mana one.
Right. And John also uses Beast Within to take out the Tumble Magnet end of turn to provide a steady stream of attacks with Wormcoils. And because he has a Wolf Run in play, it looks like he's in a really good position here. With Death Touch and Trample, John can assign 1 damage to the Beast and then fly through with the rest of the damage.
Yeah. Death Touch plus Trample, a very, very potent combination.
Looks like he's taking 16 here, and that's the game.
Oh, jeez.
The match. Wow.
Very businesslike.
So, I guess I'm playing Wormcoil Engines this weekend, but I'm not the only person who realized that card's in a great spot. Cuvey, the Wolf